Bungie is cracking down on cheaters in Destiny 2, and this week's Twab, let's go ahead and start from the beginning, and we'll be reading through all of the juicy details. We have Bungie's stance on third-party peripherals entering their villain arc. Interesting. If you don't know what they're talking about Zim and Cronus. These are apps, or these are devices, third-party devices that can do a bunch of crazy stuff. And we'll go over what they can do in just a moment and why they're cracking down on it. Our community has grown increasingly frustrated by a form of cheating that uses third-party peripherals with the intent to manipulate the game client. These devices are plugged into a computer or console where they can, for example, execute simple scripts or trick the game into giving you extra aim assist. You'll note that we aren't calling out the services by name. The primary reason for that is we simply don't want to offer a bigger spotlight than necessary. That's okay, though, I'll call it out for you. Instead, our focus is on what the impact of using tools like this has on a PvP environment. To this end, Bungie has adopted the following policy on any form of external aids. Bungie embraces the use of external accessibility aids that enable an experience the game designers intended, but will take action, including bans, on people who abuse those tools specifically to gain an advantage over other players. All right, we have bullet point number 1, external accessibility aids are any device or input that augments the player's ability to control the game beyond what the game itself normally provides. This includes, but is not limited to, programmable controllers, keyboard and mouse adapters, advanced macros, or automation via artificial intelligence. This does not include features that Bungie provides. For more information on how Bungie supports accessibility, check out our goals outlined by Accessibility at Bungie right here. Number 2, we have experience the game as designers intended, means that content meant to be difficult or prestige is designed like that for a reason. We do not intend for difficulty to be automated away via software or hardware. Therefore, simply using an accessibility aid to play Destiny 2 where a player could not otherwise play would be a violation of this policy. Using these tools to mitigate challenges all players face, such as reducing recoil or increasing aim assist, would be a violation. Now, that's direct reference to this clip that I was sharing here. We have this guy who's sharing all this type of crazy stuff. So this is what happens when you plug this device in. That's the recoil without adjusting the thumbstick at all. That's on a controller. So your recoil should actually be significantly tougher on a controller. And the reason why is because it makes up for the aim assist. So you can see how they're able to manipulate the recoil with that. Now go on to the third bullet point. We have gain an advantage means used for the purpose, directly or indirectly, of achieving victory. For example, some players that abuse these tools rise in PvP ranks at a rate far beyond what is expected for a player, improving through typical play. Because the benefits of cheating in PvE can affect things like the world's first race or even spill over into PvP, we'll be evaluating all gameplay for violations. We'll be monitoring for violations of the policy and issuing warnings, restrictions, and or bans appropriately. This has been a matter of extended conversation, both internally and in the community, and we want to strike the right balance between Bungie's goal of simultaneously enabling everyone to enjoy our games and protecting our community. So there you have it right there. I need you to let me know down in the comments, is this a Bungie W or a Bungie L? Because Call of Duty and Activision have outright banned these devices. If you don't know what they are, you plug it into your console, and when you do so, you can manipulate the recoil, you can manipulate the aim assist, you can play mouse and keyboard on console when you're not supposed to in Destiny 2. If you plug it into your PC, you can manipulate, you can have mouse and keyboard aim assist when you're not supposed to have that. Again, you can manipulate the recoil and everything else. This is obviously a device that's used and advertised for cheaters. There are some that use this for accessibility, though, and I'll give them that. However, there are now accessibility controllers for both PlayStation and Xbox that are designed for accessibility that work significantly better than a Zim. A Zim allows you to use a controller or a mouse and keyboard. They're not really designed, for accessibility in purpose, neither of those devices. But these accessibility devices for both PlayStation and Xbox are designed for that. And so Activision and Call of Duty and other games have given an outright ban. If you plug this device into your console or into your PC, you will be banned in those games. But Bungie is not choosing to take as strict of a stance. And I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit frustrated about this. I think the PvP community will be like, okay, well, how are you going to know when someone's using these devices and cheating? Unless someone's streaming, showing their gameplay and claiming and being vocal about they don't actually have an accessibility issue, they're just using this to destroy people in PvP, you're not going to know. There's going to be so many people that use this and play really well, and your policy is going to be if they gain an advantage. How would you know, though? Are you just going to outright ban people that use a Zim because they have a high KD or because they're really good in trials? What if someone has an accessibility issue and uses a Zim, but they're actually really cracked at PvP? Would they therefore get banned for being good with the Zim? I don't really think that's a very appropriate thing to do. Obviously, Bungie has to make their own decisions and their own calls and all of this. And I think that hopefully they're taking a step towards the right direction, which is to outright ban these devices. It seems silly to keep them around when other games ban them for cheating because they are used for cheating. They're advertised as cheating devices. Even on their own websites, they're advertised that way. So definitely, I'm going to say overall, this is a mid post from Bungie, almost a Bungie L. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a step towards the progress that they need to make, but they don't want to be insensitive to accessibility inside the game. But this is definitely not quite what I think the PvP community was looking for. But let me know if you agree or disagree down below, and let's move on to the next part of the TWAB. We have fashion. They were trying to introduce this commendation beforehand, which was a best dressed commendation. It won't be nearly as significant as the others, but obviously if you're out there and you take your fashion seriously, you can get the most best dressed commendations worldwide, and you can flex your crazy fashion. So that's going to come with the mid-season update that's coming out next Tuesday at Reset. So look forward to that and all of the changes that come with that. One of the most exciting changes with that are the updates to the primary ammo damage inside PvE, which will actually make things significantly more balanced and might make sidearms OP. And then we have to the labs, trials labs, and they talk a little bit about the up and coming changes with the challenger pool and the practice pool. Basically, this is like the flawless pool, but not as strict. And this is like the non-flawless pool, but not as strict. And if you try to manipulate the system by staying in the practice pool, it will then throw you into the challenger pool. So it's a better system. It's more an adaptive system than the current one, which is very just black and white, just flawless, non-flawless, etc. So they're adjusting to people manipulating these systems in various different ways. And I think this will be a really good thing overall. And it's also, the matchmaking has changed so that if you go in solo, you match other solos, or if you do have a duo, there'll be a duo on your team and against you. So overall, I think this is good progress, and I'm looking forward to the trials labs and these changes, and hopefully everything goes through well. And then we have them doing their entire foundation. If you want to support this, you can. You make a $50 donation. If you want to get the emblem right here, it's called the Knees Out emblem. And that's a good charity from Bungie there. And then we have the update 705 they talk about, which is coming up this Tuesday. And then we have some changes to the Guardian rank objectives and a list of known issues, including the fact that Hawthorne still continues to reference Amanda Holiday in her voice lines. So that one's pretty funny. Then we have movie of the week and artist of the week, and that's everything from this week's TWAB. Let me know your thoughts down below, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll keep you up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.